Okay. Let's see it here. Okay, the board is returned from executive session at 6:27 p.m. There were no decisions made or votes taken during the executive session. Thank you. So we're back in regular session now. Candy Bastion, if you're wanting to speak to the board,
yes,
make that forward, please.
I apologize for being late.
We were going to wait.
This was a letter that I have written, and I don't like to be a pot stirrer or anything like that, but there are 34 reasons that I wrote this letter, and they are my children. So I wanted to read this, if you all would do me the honors. My name is Candace Basham. I've lived in Lincoln County for 24 years, and I've worked in the public school system since 2005. Currently, I teach 5th grade at Hamlin PK8. Until today, I had a classroom containing 33 students. I began the year with 30 students, while my 5th grade colleague had 28. State policy allows for 25 with an overage of 3. So a substitute was called in to co-teach with me, and because of my colleague's overage, 3 were moved into my classroom, giving me a total of 33. With a special education co-teacher that I have at times during the day, there were 36 people in my classroom. At Hamlin, we had similar situations to that in grades 3 and 4 also. I'm here to ask you all to never let that happen again. Student attendance data was provided well in advance of the school year starting, and I know before school went out, the numbers were iffy, but prior to school starting, the numbers were provided. If we believe in putting students' needs first, this should have been avoided at all costs. I spent my summer, most all of my summer, in workshops learning about the new curriculum. And the thing that I kept hearing with regard to the next generation content standards were rigor, relevance, and relationships. And I feel like this overage has affected the relationships I've been able to build with parents and with my students. When the parents came in for the open house, I had to be honest with them and tell them that there was a chance that they may be moved to another classroom, because at that time there were 30 students on my roster. In the children's journals and their reflections on the first day, they wrote things like, I hope I don't have to be moved, and I want to stay in your class. Comments like that were made. And that breaks your heart as a teacher. I've been approached by people at the grocery store asking me if I could keep their children in my classroom because their children had already formed a bond with me. And my own child is a 4th grader, and he said he hoped if he got kicked out that some of his friends were able to go with him. So the children perceived this as being removed or kicked out of class. I don't think this is things that we as parents should be worried about. I don't think this was the right decision for students, and I don't think that that is something, being kicked out as they perceive it, should be something that they have to worry about. You know, once it had happened at this stage, it was a lose-lose situation as to what could be done. The students, until today, had already spent a week in my classroom learning routines and procedures, doing team building, getting to know their classmates, getting to know me. And the solution to date, as of today, was separate classes with a substitute in 3rd grade and a substitute in a 4th, 5th split classroom. I don't think that the curriculum can be effectively implemented in a 4-5 split classroom. I don't know how familiar you are with the new standards, but I just really don't believe that can be effectively implemented, and there is a substitute in there at this time. I do know that that job's going to be posted, but I still have concerns. We've asked parents to make decisions based on limited knowledge or understanding, or we make decisions without considering the consequences. Again, I'm going to say I don't think this is best for our students. I think this has been handled the wrong way. So I'm going to ask you as a board to revisit your policies and your hiring procedures or your RIF procedures, whatever you do for that. And if our mission as Lincoln County is to have all stakeholders working together to prepare our learners, we need to do a better job of making sure that every student has the best education that we can provide. So I want to say I hope I presented this respectfully. I don't mean any disrespect, but I feel like I'm doing this for the kids.
Thank you, Ms. Asher. We understand what you're saying, and we certainly will take your comments and consider those. Unfortunately, when school starts each year, there's an influx of students and we lose students, so some adjustments have to be made, but we certainly understand your position and certainly look at in the future of things like this, as we're going to be doing, I'm sure, in the next week or so. Now, I think maybe Ms. Lucas is going to talk to us later on today in our comments about some of the older issues we have at those schools. But we thank you for coming, and you're certainly welcome anytime. Okay. We'll move into our administrative section. We have a motion. Mr. McAllister made a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Ms. Smith made a second. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Item A, you will see county student transfers from certain counties, either from Lincoln to another county or from another county into Lincoln. Item B, Marshall University student Sarah Hewitt is to perform up to 300 hours internship in school counseling at Lincoln County High School for the first semester. Item C, a contractual agreement with Melissa Gibbon to provide staff development and on-site technical assistance to designated teachers during the 2012-13 school year according to the terms of the agreement.